Hey y'all, welcome to day 28 of our 31 Days of Shadow Work series. My name is Kendra and I'm excited to have you here as we wrap up week 4 of our series where we're talking about relationships, love, and vulnerability. Each day we're diving into a brand new prompt that's designed to help you explore your shadows and enhance your healing journey. So today's prompt is all about being vocal. Remember, this is a safe space for self-discovery. Give yourself some grace, compassion, and patience as you go through this journey. Let's get into it. Today's prompt is, where do you feel afraid to ask for what you truly need in a relationship? So this question, you really got to sit and think about this, because a lot of y'all are scared to ask for what you truly want because you're scared to be judged. Some of y'all have put people on such a pedestal that don't deserve it. And you've put them on this pedestal without them showing any proof that they deserve to be there. Like, someone who deserves to be on a pedestal in your life is someone who you can ask for anything. Even if they can't accommodate it at that time, they hear you, they understand you, they respect you. Those are people in your life that deserve to be on a pedestal. Everybody else needs to get your time as they see fit. So you got to ask yourself, what are you truly afraid to ask for in your relationship? I know for me, it has always been, I'm very Scorpio. I have Scorpio first house rising. I'm very Scorpio. So I like depth. I like deep things. I like to know your deepest, darkest feelings, your deepest, darkest secrets. Hell, that's why I'm in this field. Because I am true. That gives me so much energy when someone is willing to trust me with deep secrets or with deep information or with deep things, and vice versa. So for me, I feel like I've always been more afraid to ask deeper questions, because I know me. I'm gonna ask a deep question, and they're probably, once I get a surface level answer, or once I get an answer that's not the truth, because I be knowing. So once I get an answer that's not the truth, I just lose interest. It makes me less interested in them. Because I've had situations where I'm dating a guy, and I have relationship cards, just cards to help you get to know each other better and things like that, because I'm not going to get into a relationship with someone who I don't feel like I know. I want to be so confident in my knowing of someone's behaviors, their past, and things like that, that I can speak on their behalf. I can speak for them. I can say their names in rooms and not feel embarrassed or not feel uncomfortable and things like that, and vice versa. So in order for that to happen, deep conversations have to happen. I have to have that trust with someone. So I have relationship cards, and I've pulled those out in the past, when I'm dating a guy, and some guys are just straight unimpressed, uninterested, not really going, and I'm like, okay, well, that's the end of that. Because that's important for me. It's important that I can ask for that vulnerability, that I can ask for that amount of depth, that I can ask for that level of seriousness, because that tells you a lot about how serious someone is willing to be with you too. If you're able to ask for things that are important to you, and they're willing to give it to you, even if they can't accommodate that request at that time, if they're willing to put in the work so that they can, that's beautiful too. But again, we got to stop putting people on pedestals that can't give us what we need. Even in my past romantic relationships, I stopped dating broke men a long time ago. So I don't date men that aren't financially secure, basically. In the past, I had an issue where it was I want to travel. I want to go out to eat. I want to go to the movies. I want to, I like doing something every single week or every other week, but I'm doing something 2, 3, 4 times a month, period. That's how I live my life. But in the past, when I was dating men who didn't have the funds because they either weren't making enough money, they weren't bold enough to make more money, whatever the case may be, it was hard for me to be hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? It was hard for me to ask them to do things. And then that would turn into a whole thing, because instead of them more so stepping up to the plate and, like I said, being willing to grow into this person who can accommodate these needs, they were fine being stagnant and stuck. Now it's because I am only dating men who are financially secure, the money part is fine, but the emotional vulnerability is not there, and the willingness to go deeper, and the willingness to just be more passionate about the romantic relationship itself. I'm getting to a point almost or I'm getting to balance where it's like I can have the financially secure man, but he can also be willing to go deep. When I was dating in like my early to mid 20s, I didn't have an issue with men like going deep with me. They were always very comfortable talking to me. They were always very comfortable hearing the things that I had to say and things like that too. That was like back in the day where you sit in the car for hours watching stuff on your phone, smoking, because I was smoking back then, smoking, eating snacks, talking, laughing. Like, though, that's how that was back then. But it's like now that I'm, in my 30s, even my late 20s, I was like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I want someone who's, willing to basically invest in the relationship outside of money. Because the money part is cool. Like I love when things are bought for me. I love being gifted money. Like I am a money girl. Shout out to my Capricorn moon. So I am a money girl, but I'm also a romantic girl, and I love, depth, and I love being able to share things with someone and feeling safe to do that. Because the only space that I have for that right now is my therapist. Like I don't share deep things with like people around me. Like, that's my therapist's job. So ask yourself this question. If you're following along with the series, use the hashtag 31 Days of Shadow Work and tag me at Keandra Ware. So we're going to be starting our final topic tomorrow. We are almost done, y'all. What is it, like 3 days left? So for the last 3 days of October and the last 3 days of our series, we're going to be wrapping it up with one final topic that I will announce tomorrow. So see you then.